Let's build a desert habitat for the Caracals. So in this build, we're building a desert for the Caracals. And well, this is actually the first time that I ever built a, well, desert-ish building and habitat, because, well, I usually stay away from like drier climates because I don't really like the foliage that you use with them. And also, well, I don't really know how you can build a fence that fits the theme, because, well, a I think a basic metal fence, it fits best in like a temperate or like a North American climate, but that's just how I see it. So this is the first time that I ever built a desert habitat, and I think, well, it turned out pretty nice because I used some cacti in the background, not in the habitat itself, because I just to I just stick to dry bushes and dry bushes and some dry grass. But yeah, you can see that I started out with the backdrop, and it's actually a long time ago that I just used plain rocks as the backdrop, because, well, now I usually go for some complex fence or a nice big stone wall backdrop, but not really like, yeah, back in the days I used to do this really often, just placing rocks on top of rocks on top of rocks, because, well, I didn't know how you could make a realistic fence or make a realistic background for your habitat. So I just placed rocks on top of rocks, and, well, sometimes it turned out nice, but when you're building a whole zoo, it looks kind of weird when you're not looking at the habitat, but when you're walking past it, you just see a big mountain of rocks. So that's why, yeah, it sometimes looks a bit weird. But yeah, uh, you can see I really used, yeah, a lot of rocks in this habitat because, well, there isn't really a lot of foliage in the desert, and yeah, that's why I did most detail with some rocks, and I also integrated the backstage in this backdrop. So this is actually, yeah, I think my streak of uploading is going really well, because this is I think my third or my fourth, I'm not really sure, I think my third video back. And, well, I think that I'm liking Planet Zoo again. Well, I always liked it, but it's just, sometimes you just need to take a little pause of the game because you played it too much. And that's what I had. But I'm now playing it again, and I think I like it very much. Sometimes my creativity is a bit lacking, but I just search up some pictures of habitats, and then it's all good. But the thing is, in the next video, I tried to build for the spectacled bear, but the habitat actually came out way different because, well, yeah, first I had the thought of building for the spectacled bear, and I saw some pictures online, and they included in like a like a big viewing, like a circular viewing, like a half circle viewing, with the habitat in front and then some water between the viewing points and the habitat itself, and then in the background just a normal fence. But the thing was, while I was building it, I kind of made a mountain in the back, and yeah, it was kind of small, so I had the feeling that it is like more of a hoofstock habitat, because, well, the thing was, it wasn't that big, and I used a lot of rocks, so it looked even smaller. And, well, it wasn't really that climb proof for bears to not escape. So yeah, I just basically made a habitat for the bighorn sheep, but it started out for bears. But yeah, I just noticed that it was gonna be way too small, so I just ended up building for the bighorn sheep because, well, yeah, I was building and I was building and I just, yeah, I wanted to place in the water for the moat, and then I saw there is there is not as much space that I can add a moat. So I just ended up, yeah, not building a moat, and I just ended up making a typical, yeah, sheep mountain-ish habitat. And yeah, now I made a beautiful habitat for the bighorn sheep. And I think it all turned out really great actually, but I wasn't expecting the build for the bighorn sheep, of course. So yeah, but I think it turned out really nice. So I'm really happy with the habitat because it's a long time ago that I actually built that type of habitat, because that's my favorite type of biome to build for, because, well, you can add green, but you shouldn't add it that much that it kind of looks like a typical temperate forest. So you just add a little parts of bushes and grass, and you can make it really green, but also add a bit of dry, and not too much trees, just one yeah, just one tree, or maybe one tree and a few small trees. And you can add like the birch trees, or like yeah, the birch trees, or like the Christmas trees, but without the Christmas balls, of course. And yeah, I just really like the type of the taiga biome, because, well, it's a colder climate and you can really use a lot of green, but also don't make your habitat overgrown, and then it still looks realistic. So yeah, I just really like the taiga biome to build for. So I'm really happy that it actually turned out like a bighorn sheep habitat. But let's get back to this build. So you can see that I finished yeah, the build, and I kind of made a in the back I kind of made a higher area for the caracals to walk on, because then you have like a separation in the habitat for like yeah, then you just have a lower point and a higher point, so it kind of mixes up the habitat, that it isn't like all flat. And well, you can see that I kind of made this rock in the middle, and yeah, I am not really sure why I did that, but I just thought that it kind of looked like the, well, it kind of gives off the pride rock from Lion King, but not of course that big, but just, yeah, a smaller version. And well, I saw I in the after shots, I think I included the caracals like standing on it, and I also placed like the wooden scratch enrichment piece on it. So yeah, it actually looks okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why I did it, but you can see that I used like a lot of dry foliage, like a lot of dried grass, and yeah, not really placing that much, but placing enough, so there isn't like, yeah, just placing enough so there aren't really empty spots in the habitat, but also not placing that much that the habitat looks overgrown. And I added like a little water section, because I thought it would, yeah, it would mix up the habitat, that you have like a lower point, then you have the water section, and then you have the higher point. And the first thought was actually where the entrance to the backstage is, uh, there would like be the start of the water section, and then it would run down the whole habitat and then kind of end in a little puddle, or like a little pond. But yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I already started to build on the entrance, and I didn't really have the water section in mind. So yeah, I just kind of had to change how the water section laid. But I think it turned out better now, because, well, if it would start where the backstage entrance was, it would have been like through the whole habitat, and I think I wouldn't really like that, because, well, you kind of need to keep the desert feeling in, And yeah, with the water section in it, it doesn't really look like a desert anymore. But yeah, I think it still looks like a desert because of the rocks and stuff. But I think that kind of wraps up the video actually. I don't really have much to say anymore. And I think I just added some dry trees and then started on the viewing. I didn't really include the whole viewing because it was kind of sketchy to build, because I needed to like make like the right side is kind of a cave and the left side is just an open viewing. But the right side, it was really weird because the rocks that I used were really thick. So from the outside, it kind of looks like, yeah, just rocks piled upon each other. But like from the inside, it looks like a cave. I think I kind of made a mistake with the foliage that I used like inside of the cave. I was going with like foliage that zoos use inside of like inside of like tropical houses, or inside of like reptile houses, because I was thinking, yeah, it's inside, but it's just a cave, so it's not really a building. But yeah, I just went with it, so it kind of looks like a building, but it isn't really a building. But you will see in the after shot. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, guys, and enjoy the cinematic shots.